Okay, what I'm going to show you here today is how to adjust this meter so that you guys can identify what the noise floor is and maybe get a little bit better picture of what the separation is between the signal that you have and the actual noise that's out there as a base reference. As you can see here, referencing our scan chart here that we provide with each one of the meters, we are currently scanning the 2110 to 2145, which is actually only 5 of the AWS frequencies that exist. And as you can see by the meter, it looks like the very first section is unused, which I currently know that from our location, 2110 to 2120 is not being used. So what you're looking at is a scan of 2120 to 2145 with a base noise floor over here, but we're not sure exactly what that noise floor is. And so I'm going to show you how to adjust the meter to see what the noise floor is. The way to do that is to hit your menu button. It comes in naturally into the spectrum analyzer mode. At that point, you hit your menu button here, which is where you would normally adjust your frequency range. We'll get back to that in just a minute. Hit that one more time and it brings you into this screen right here, which will allow you to come down here and actually set the bottom scale. If you'll hit enter, scroll over here to either of these, and you can set these frequencies manually or you can allow them to automatically set themselves. And I'm going to take the signal up stronger. And I'm going to go to neg 90 just to see if I can see this. Just as a guess, you'll have to play around with that just a little bit to see kind of how far you have to adjust. Hit your enter button and then your return. Now as you can see, it looks like I've gone slightly past the noise floor because I can't see it anymore at all on the left side of this screen. However, I still do see my signal very strong and very well. So let's go back once, hit enter again, and let's come over and give it a couple more decibels of signal here. So we're going to get down slightly here, which will give us just a little bit weaker. We bring the scale downward. Hit your enter and your return. And now as you can see, you can start seeing the peaks of the noise floor on the left side of the screen. So that basically means that your noise floor is somewhere around neg 90 to neg 92 dB. Now, what this means for you, as you can see on the meter, that we have in the overall scan here, about neg 50 to neg 60, somewhere in the neg 52 to neg 60 range of signal on the AWS. That being said, you would then subtract the difference between the 60 and the 90, which equals to about 30 dB. If you're in the 50, that gives you an extra 10, so that would be 40 dB. So you have about a 40 decibel separation of your signal to your noise, which is really good. Somewhere around 6 or 7, the system should work and operate properly. Now, this is an ambient reading, not coming through your meter, or excuse me, through your amplifier, so you will need to double check this after you've checked the signal on the roof, and check this at the amplifier to see what the noise ratio is coming out of the amplifier. Okay, so now that we've got the noise floor set, we're going to make one other adjustment. We're actually going to go look at a given frequency, or two, as we're going to, very hard to separate these. But we're going to go back in here, and we're now going to scroll over. We're going to go down, and we're going to start the readings here, and we're going to move this scale down. And we're going to move down, and we're going to look at a couple of them here, and we're going to move this down to 20, or excuse me, to 30, so that you can see a couple. I'm going to zero this out. And do make sure that the numbers at the back are all zeroed so that you understand that you're actually looking at everything appropriately. Your scale will actually be correct. Hit enter, hit return. So now what you see is the fact that we're looking at both frequencies, 2110 to 2130, which as you can tell by the chart here is the first 2 frequencies of AWS. And we have 69, 65, 66, 69, even down to 64 dB of signal. Now, we do notice that we're not quite seeing the peaks here again. So that means that our noise floor is even less than what we have here, and our signal ratio is still minimum of 30. We know that's good. If you do want to see that particular noise floor to really confirm what that is, you could hit your menu, scroll over, hit enter here, and take this on into lower signals. We'll take it a couple more decibels, hit enter, hit return. Now we're just barely starting to see some peaks, even though it's probably not available to be seen in the video. I will go ahead and adjust it one more time. And now you see the peak starting to come up right in here. So now your noise floor is really, as we get tighter and into it, somewhere around the negative 96 reading, which is from still your 60 to 96, gives you about 26 dB of noise ratio separation to, and as you go into, you know, the different frequencies, it'll fluctuate a little bit, but still plenty of separation from the noise floor itself to what the actual signal reading is on this particular frequency.